We had this one right here, and that one's almost completely put back together except for a couple pieces. And if you look at it, you'll never know anything happened to it.
Really? Wow.
Now that I'm looking back, I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks.
So we are here in, ano pangalan?
DRB Collision.
So we are here in DRB Collision, and they are fixing cars that are, have accidents. Yeah, that have been an accident, and they are going to show us how they are going to fix all the cars here. As you can see, they have a lot of cars here that have been an accident. So these are all the cars that have been an accidents, and they have been fixing it.
My mom's vlogging.
No, I'm just taking a video though.
Hi, meet my mom. This is my
Hi.
mom. He's a tour guide.
Oh, he's the tour guide?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing us a tour
My
here.
dad, my sister.
Ah, that's nice.
Go, Mom. You go. I already know this
So,
one.
paint.
Okay, here.
This is where they paint. This is where they mix the paint right in here.
Ooh.
All the
a tour
different
either.
stuff.
Yeah.
It used to be a lot cooler, and then they took all the mixers out of there. So. What do you mean? It's right there. Yeah, but y'all had the cool mix stuff, man. They had little shelves where all they did was hit a button and mix paint, but
Oh, really?
yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
This one never did that.
Well, the other one,
Yeah, we don't use that paint line.
yeah. Oh.
So these are all the colors for all the cars. So you just have to choose whatever color you want.
Kinda. So when they take a picture with a really expensive camera, they go outside to the car, take a picture of it, and it'll actually upload, send it to here, and it'll tell them this much of this color, this much of that color. Because just because it may be like black or white, there may be yellows in it, a little bit of blue, depending on the variation of the manufacturer.
Oh.
Yeah, so we use ingredients to make a color. So we had to use multiple to make one color.
Oh, wow. So where are you going to paint here? Just here? Like if you paint?
So this one's all over. They're gonna paint everything on this one.
Oh. So like there's a lot of cars outside. What's the priority?
Sides. Depends on how big they are. The smaller ones try to get out quicker. The bigger ones you have more time on because there's more parts that you got to wait on and stuff like that. So sometimes, something like that, we may need a headlight for it that may be, 5 weeks out. So we'll do all the repairs that we can until we get that part. So it depends really on just prioritizing it every day. If not 2-3 times a day of, oh, hey, this can go instead of this and stuff like that.
So how long would it take to paint one whole car?
A whole car usually is really looking at a full month, if not longer than that sometimes. The older the vehicle, the longer it takes. Just
month?
Yep.
The whole process, balancing it with all the other jobs.
So this technically has 100 hours in it of taking stuff off, like the door handles, sanding it, patting it in, putting it back together.
That's their
and all
paint
that.
booth.
So you
That's
got
where
to
they
break
paint.
it.
They're gonna
so
close
there's no,
this.
like, dust.
With that one person in there.
So they're gonna close that, and they're gonna wear the suit.
Parts of it. So
Ayun, buti
for
hindi
this
pa
came
kasakit
over
na.
here,
May-
goes over the other side down there, show you where they do.
Yan yung partner niya.
Come back over and they'll actually do masking for it to get it prepped out.
Oh, really? They put tape on the sides.
Yep, and then they'll do a process called bagging it, where they'll put a big plastic sheet over it, and then cut it out to right there where they're only gonna spray paint at, so that you don't get any kind of paint on the rest of the vehicle. But something like this is pretty straightforward. This has all been prepped out, and because even after the guy that fixes it, it comes over here, they sand it all again to get it ready for paint, and then they mask it up, which is a whole process in itself.
Wow.
Because this is the only thing that you need to paint, right?
Yep.
The
So
entire
these
thing will
two
be
doors,
covered, yeah.
Yep. These two doors are getting actual paint, and then this panel right here is going to do what's called blend, where they put a new set of clear coat over it, so it all matches.
So you're gonna match the color to this.
Yep. All that color's going to match. Yep.
But if you have an accident and you just decide to paint a new color, then you have to
Yeah.
it's more work.
Oh, it's a lot more work.
Yeah.
Even a small car that we've had in here and did a complete all over was still at about $8,000 by the time it was said and done. And that wasn't even a color change. With the color change, that same car probably would have ended up at like 10 or 11,000.
So the dealership send the cars here, or?
So different processes. We have 2 dealerships that we do repairs for.
Right.
Sometimes brand new cars. We've had cars in here, brand new Ford trucks that
Right.
when they're taking them off the big carrier, the driver may chip a door edge or something like
So
that.
direct from the owner?
Yep, direct from the owner, the insurance company, or from the dealership. or
Because they have
something
to find the
Yep.
repair
And
shop.
usually we're on the top of the list for most insurance companies of just the general
nice.
area.
Wow.
Yeah, with COVID, a lot of small shops closed
Right.
down, so that kind of took that out of it. And 2 of the dealerships that we actually do work for have closed their body shop.
Right,
One
right.
of them in Goochland closed their body shop years ago, and have just been sending us any kind of body work or paint that needs.
So you were never be affected with the COVID, huh?
Oh, we were for a little bit, but we stayed strong. I think in February we had about 7 or 8 people out altogether, so it was a little bit of a struggle just staffing wise, but we were able to make it through without too many.
So how much will cost for just this?
So this
I
one
know
right
it's
here-
insurance will pay, right?
This
But-
one right here, the insurance payout, if I remember right, it's about $4,500, and that's because there's a handful of replacement parts and you know,
Right.
stuff like that. Like we're replacing this mirror right here. This glass is going to get replaced eventually, stuff like that.
Like original parts, like
Yeah,
from,
most
from
part,
Ford
yeah.
or
And,
this
and
Ford,
it
yeah.
depends on the year. The older cars, they have aftermarket parts, which if you have like, say a 2005 Honda Civic,
Right.
you don't need one from Honda. You can get an aftermarket part for half the price and still have a good quality with it, so.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's nice. Wow.
Mabilisan mo.
It takes a month for them to paint that one. I can't
Well, only
whole
because the
process.
whole car, yeah.
Actually-
Something like this, you're probably only looking at like 2 weeks, maybe, if that.
To just paint it, take us. We usually we do all overs. Me and him will do one side at the same time.
Oh, this is where you brought your car?
Yeah, and it was just like this.
But
Okay,
you
come
go
here.
this way.
You go first.
We have a lot of cars here, as you can see. This is our parts department. So this is when we order parts, they come in. They
Yeah.
all get tagged and stickered for exactly where they go to.
Oh.
So all of our jobs, they all have their own job number. There's
Yeah.
an invoice number, that's kind of car.
There you go. This,
Um,
she's a logistician.
Oh, really?
So,
So we're also
that?
color coordinated. We have 3 main companies that we do repairs for. One of them State Farm, the other one's Geico, and then the other one we do wholesale for Enterprise. We fix all of their rental cars.
Oh, really?
Yep. So for
Wow.
the most part, we actually have them color coordinated. Anything that's red is a State Farm. Anything that's green is a Geico, and then anything that's a blue is an Enterprise. Or it goes with the job manager because we get different insurance as well. So just because this guy right here does a lot of State Farm, he may do other insurance companies. So if he's the job manager on it, all his stuff will be labeled red as well. So if he's looking for a part, or when the body guys are looking for a part, they kind of know where to go look for it and what it may be.
Then imagine if you have the Enterprise, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
Tapos nasira yung nirentahan. Hanggang dito na lang.
And then this is our main shop where most of our repairs happen at. These 2 bays are for disassembly and reassembly. So we have one bay that takes them apart. We have another bay that puts them back together after they're all painted and repaired.
Oh.
And then we have 2 gentlemen back here that do the full repairs. They actually, you know, are the ones that fix all the metal or plastic and stuff like that.
So you have your own mechanics here?
For the most part, yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
As long as it's collision related, we don't change oil or
Only fix.
but if you run that car over a big concrete piece and it messes with, say, your oil pan, we will replace that and all that stuff.
Do you do a mobile repair? Like
We
he's-
don't.
No.
We do quick repairs, but we
Yeah,
don't
like-
do mobile. We have people come out from all parts of Virginia. We
Right.
have customers all the way down to Norfolk that will only bring their vehicles to us. I have somebody out in Roanoke that only brings their vehicle to us. Stuff like that. A couple people Fredericksburg. Most of them are local, just because the business owner, he's made those connections and gotten drawn in business that way. For the most part, he's never done any kind of advertising. over the course of the past 11, almost 12 years now. So most of it's just word of mouth of, hey, these guys did a really great job on my car. You should take your car there next time, you know, something happens to it. And that's how he's built the business over the course of the year. 5 years ago, I think it was right under $2 million a year. This year, we're probably going to break or be right about $3 million.
Oh, wow.
For the year.
Wow, just the word of mouth.
Word of mouth for the most part, and then the connections that we've made with like State Farm and Geico and Enterprise.
Yeah.
We've been doing State Farm
Just
for
customer satisfaction.
and customer satisfaction. Yep, that's the biggest part of it is making sure people are happy and
Never
you know,
got
good with the
rip off
repairs.
it.
But
do
you'd be
you do mirrors too or no?
Oh, we do all of it. So my guys right here, they can take out a windshield, they can put the windshield in. Any part of the car that's damaged, we can do the replacement on it. We've done full rear ends on vehicles, full front ends on vehicles. I don't think that we've ever changed out a full engine, but we've done transmissions that were related to an accident and stuff like that.
And this is a Malibu.
Wow, that's a lot of
That's like this one right here. If I show you a picture of it when it first came in here, you probably wouldn't believe it was the same car.
Oh, this is a
Really? What's
Volkswagen.
it's a wreck?
This was. So this one was actually hit in the back end of it. We
bumper.
actually ended up having to change out a lot. Right now we still have the bumper off of it because we need a different bumper than what was sent
So when
to
the
us.
owner would take this, it would be like a brand new.
Yep.
Wow.
So let me see if I can get in.
So you have to replace the entire.
So we actually replaced a whole lot on. We replaced the whole floor on it. So all this was pushed about 10 inches into the car. And if I find a good enough photo, that's what it looked like before.
Show it. Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
And this is now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh nice. It's a big difference.
It really is. I have another one in here that's actually
So like
outside.
that kind of accident, how much would it cost?
So this one in particular, because it's such a new car, the parts are more expensive on it and stuff like that. This, if I remember right, was at about $18,000 to repair.
Oh my gosh,
like
just buy
buying-
a new one then.
Well,
Anyways, the insurance. that
believe
would
it or
be-
not, so we actually have a percentage value in our system of around about what it's worth. This one was only at 40% of the vehicle value.
Oh, that's
So
an
even with
expensive-
that, it was I believe a $65,000
Yeah.
car.
What brand is that?
Volkswagen.
Well,
Volkswagen is
Volkswagen
what
Atlas.
insurance company? paying for
This one I believe is not one that we use very often. I think it's like it's called Main Street America or something like that. But that's like this one right
So it's
here.
worth to have it.
So we had this one right here, and that one's almost completely put back together except for a couple pieces. And if you look at it, you'll never know anything happened to it.
Really? Wow.
So how long it's been here?
This one, because it's such a new car and the parts were hard to get.
You have to wait. For the parts,
It's
yeah?
been here for about 2.5 months, and it was a hold up on parts and getting all the parts here that needed repaired or replaced.
Wow.
Wow. I can't believe it. Like it's a total wreck, and now it's
They can,
like new.
Yep, we've actually had a handful of customers where they brought it to us and thought, oh yeah, as soon as I get it back, I'm gonna trade it in. Came to pick it up, drove for a couple of days, decided they were gonna keep it for another couple of years. Yeah,
Nice. So
still
you
have
really
it.
did a good job, huh?
Yep, we try.
Oh, that's nice.
And that's when, stuff like what Paint does and what all the other guys in here do, as far as quality wise, we always double check and triple check our stuff. So, we take apart a car. When we're done taking it apart and we figure out all the damage and all the parts that need replaced, we do what's called a discovery. So somebody from Paint comes over, one of the guys from over here goes over, the guy that's writing the estimate, the person that took it apart, and all 4 or 5 people look at it to make sure everything that's supposed to be on there to put it back together right is on that estimate. And then we order the parts and all that stuff and get it painted or repaired depending on what it is and get it all put back together.
Oh wow.
Wow.
And then we do the calibrations for them as well. So like
hard work.
any of the ones that have what's called a round view monitoring, where you put it in reverse and you can see all the way around you.
Right.
We do those calibrations. We do the lane departure where it tells you if you're going out of lane or not.
Right.
We calibrate all that stuff. Wheel alignments, tires, all of it's done here.
I have
Oh,
a
wow.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I took my car here to get fixed.
Is it possible that, like, I think it was the front fender, after that was fixed, my back window stopped rolling down? Is that possible?
Probably not related, but
Okay.
if it got fixed here, we'll always take a look at it.
Okay.
I think it's just electrical or
Yeah, I don't know.
What year is it?
2015. It's a Honda Civic.
Okay. Sometimes, believe it or not, it could just be a loose connection in the door.
okay.
A lot of times, the master switch that's on the door, there's actually 4 different switches in there most time, 5 or 6 depending on how many accessories you got. Believe it or not, those can go bad a lot of times. Especially the driver's side one, because how many times you think or don't remember that you have the window down just a little bit and it starts raining or something like that. Any of that water that gets into there can mess up any of that circuitry at any point. But we'll always take a look at it for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bring your car here then.
I just didn't know if that was related
No,
or not.
yeah, and again, may not be related, but we'll at least take a look at it for you and tell you what's going on.
Cool.
So that way you kind of have an idea if you need a part, if it was just something was unplugged or something like that.
Oh, that's nice. Wow, this is like, if you really like cars, like this is interesting.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, if it's like really your passion, you will.
Then we just have our front office up here, and
Wow.
that's pretty much it. So if you go right up here, the owner actually designed that whole front office right,
Right
up
here,
there.
oh.
Yep.
It does.
Oh, so this is the front office.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have like customers here.
Yep.
That's nice.
And he actually, this is his sketch from before they built it. So he designed all this, and then
Oh, wow.
they put it in.
Oh, nice.
And
You have to show this
he
in
drew
front.
that, and then his dad and him are the ones that actually remodeled everything.
Wow. That is nice. Wow, those are all the cars that needs to be fixed.
Some of them, yep.
Some or most.
So there's a handful right here on this front line. We rent out office to Enterprise, and they have about, I want to say 7 or 9 spaces that are just theirs for either rentals that they're gonna rent out, or for their customers that like want to leave a vehicle here for a day and then rent a vehicle to go somewhere else.
Oh. Wow.
Tapos na?
This is
Are you
interesting. And this is interesting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I hear this every day, so I'm good.
Yeah, but I like it though. If it's really new.
These are the worst parts of it.
I
too.
know.
You get
Just isn't like this just a regular paint, but they have it like this already.
Wala pang shine.
Yeah, it doesn't have any shine yet, but this one is already shiny. It's ready to go. Can I touch it? Just a little touch.
like a matter of hours.
Yeah.